Hey guys, I thought I'd share a little bit about what we've been up to since we finished our Christmas markets here this year. So we've had a cow that freshened, which means she had a calf a while back. And honestly, leading up to the Christmas markets, we were just feeding the milk to the pigs because we didn't have time to do all the dealing with it and get ready for the markets. So now we have time and we're using our milk. So we're doing all kinds. I made mozzarella cheese a couple days ago. Yesterday I made yogurt. These are all yogurt, and I made it with the kefir. I'm sure many of you have heard of kefir before, but this is a kefir culture that we keep here, and we've been keeping it for months. And you just basically pour the kefir off every day, save the grains behind, and add some more fresh milk in, and then it will thicken right up, and it goes like kind of a semi-yogurty kind of consistency. Anyways, that kefir is what we use to make our cheeses because we're using raw milk, and it's also what we use to make our yogurt. So I haven't opened one of these yet. This is we just took this out. We made yogurt yesterday, and it spent the evening in the dehydrator because it has to actually incubate at 110 Fahrenheit for well, there's a good start to it, a hair right off the top. It has to stay in the at 110 for like 12 hours, so well, it is pretty thick. And what I'm doing here is I'm making another type of cheese called dream cheese. Pardon me, get a spoon. And this cheese is simply made by just taking yogurt and putting it in a cheesecloth and letting it strain through the cheesecloth for a few days. And it's like a soft cheese. So there's the yogurt. I mean, I'm pretty sure if it was stirred up that would be just like yogurt we're used to. I think I can hold two of these in there. Give it a taste. That's actually very good. And we can flavor it as well. We can put in like vanilla or whatever other kind of flavor you'd like to put into it. So this is a first for us. Jill and I have never made yogurt before, and we've never made this dream cheese before. So literally, we're just putting that in this cheesecloth, and then we let the whey strain off of it. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to tie this wooden spoon. So I just tie the cheesecloth over top of it, and then I'll use a wooden spoon to hang on top of the pot. And it's going to sit for, I think it said a full day, I think it said. And then what's left over here will be like a soft cheese, like kind of like a cream cheese. So that's all we're going to do. I'm going to put that in a deeper pot so that the bottom of the cheese doesn't end up sitting in the way. Okay. And that's what the whey looks like. Whey is just like yellowish colored, and that's what happens as well when we do the when we make cheese and take the curds out of it. So now the rest of this yogurt we're going to use for just as if we would any other yogurt. All right, folks, I kind of wanted to put a video up here just showing you some of the crazy stuff we do, because I mean, this is, even though we just hosted our Christmas market, this is what we started doing, and this is still what we enjoy doing. Many of you new followers to our page don't even know this is the stuff that we've kind of always done, but we are homestead at heart, trying to mimic some of the things that my great-grandparents had done originally, and yeah, so I thought I'd share this with you. Have a great day, guys. See ya. All right, so here we are. Yesterday I talked to you about making this dream cheese. So this again is the first time Joe and I have done this, but I showed you how we tied this onto the spoon and held it over top of a pot to let all the whey drain from the curd. So that's been just a little shy, like 22 hours or something now. So it says between 12 hours and a day to let it go. And now what I'm doing is I have to salt this curd. So you can kind of see here. I'll see it. You'll see it. I'm going to dump it into the. But it's kind of taken on like a cream cheese consistency. Very plain flavored. There's no actual flavor to that right now. If anything, it would be the taste of the kefir, and I showed you that yesterday. So here you can see that the kefir, this is the same bottle I showed you yesterday, and you can see how much thicker and kind of I don't know, more yogurt like the kefir has become, and that is the actual kefir. That one is a little more watery, and it's because those grains, I kind of abused them. I left them sit out longer than they should have without being maintained. Maintaining kefir is simply a matter of draining the kefir off and feeding it just like a sourdough starter. You feed it fresh milk on a regular basis. Okay. So, the idea today is to add a little bit of salt, which I guess I should have got before I started this. Just a couple of teaspoons of salt. And you can really see it's a very, like, I don't know, thin, I guess I would call it, cheese, as far as there's not much consistency. So it does say 2 teaspoons, because this is a double batch.
Kind of looks like ricotta cheese.
It does have that kind of look of ricotta. And the idea here is you mix this in. 1, it will flavor it a little bit, and 2, it'll draw out the last of the moisture in the cheese, so it will kind of help for preservation wise. So now I'm just gonna mix that in, and then once it's mixed in, then I put it back in the cheesecloth for 4 more hours, and the moisture that salt's going to help draw out will be a preservative for it. And then I can, when it's done there, I can throw in herbs or any other flavoring. You could do whatever you want. You could make it a sriracha cheese. You could make it a, chili flakes. You could put cinnamon in it if you want. Any sort of flavor that you'd like to add, and then you use it just in the same way that you would cream cheese, really. You could put it on crackers or bagels or and when I said it didn't have much flavor except for the flavor of kefir, if you haven't had kefir, because that kefir is, it sits out on the counter. It's milk sitting on the counter, which is very counterintuitive to what we all would normally do. But it is essentially a starter culture. So it actually is taking and culturing the milk, but in a way that's okay. But when it does that culture, the kefir ends up having like a, you'd have to describe it as a sour flavor, and it is definitely one of them flavors that you were either going to like or hate. Our daughters would not eat kefir if their life depended on it. Well, maybe if their life did, but... So now I'm going to put it back into this cheesecloth. And then I'll hang it back. I'll tie that wooden spoon back in. And then we'll hang it for another 4 hours, and then it'll be ready to eat. And then I guess by then, Jill and I will decide how we will flavor it. Maybe even an onion soup mix pack would be good in it. Maybe not. Oh, well, we'll figure that out. So this was, what did I start with? I started with 2 jars of yogurt. So 2 1-liter jars of yogurt. And that took us to make the, I think we lost about a jar. And what I mean is we put in 8 liters and I think we got out 7 of yogurt. So because we cooked that on the stove at 185 degrees for an hour, it lost some of the moisture out of it, so it actually evaporated some of the milk. So, but still, we ended up getting, we've got this amount of cheese that you see here, which was from 2 liters of yogurt. Get out of there. And then we still got the, that's a big difference already. Just having the salt in there. Oh, that's actually really good.
Smoked salmon would be good with it.
Oh, it'd be really good with smoked salmon. Maybe we'll pick up a baguette today. We happen to be going to our favorite bakery here momentarily. The Country Home Bakery in Sussex Corner. They were one of our vendors for the Christmas market, and we made really good friends with them. So we're actually going up there to retrieve a couple of
Christmas gifts.
Christmas gifts. I was trying to decide whether I'd say it or not, but there we go. All right, so now that's going back into the pot, and then we'll see. I can already feel it's got a little moisture on the bottom, like there's already whey coming off of it. So, all right, see you folks. Anyway, we wanted to kind of put this video out because it's been a while since we've been showing you any of our kind of homesteading stuff, and that is at our core, even though we just get done with the Christmas markets, that is what we do. So, okay, Merry Christmas, everyone. Bye.